you ready?
This homeless man, I just paid, me and Bennett just paid for an hotel for this guy, right? Took him shopping, and she's knocking him back saying no homeless people are allowed in this hotel. It's absolutely disgusting. Look, she locked herself in now. Look, there's no one here. Look at that. She's locked herself in because she knows what she's done. She's got no right to turn a homeless man down from being allowed in. Come in, lad. Look, he's got odd shoes on. So we took him shopping to buy shoes and that. And
tracksuit. We did try to get him in trim, unfortunately the barbers were shut.
No, I bought him some hair clippers. Where's my hair clippers? Where's that bag?
You know, during lockdown, they took all the homeless people off the streets, and they could do that. But they won't do it now because basically homelessness serves a political role, because it's to say to you, you better behave yourself because you could be homeless. But if we take homeless people off the streets, it costs less money. Like, I think we take homeless people off the streets because it's morally abhorrent to have people be homeless. But if you want to be a hard-ass economically about it, homelessness is very expensive in terms of crime. It's very expensive in terms of social care intervention stuff. If you take homeless people off the streets, they don't get unwell. It doesn't cost the NHS as much. It's actually cheaper you could just put them all in hotels and it would be less money than having homeless people. But they don't want to do that because the papers will say, oh, you've given them free things. And so we've got to a point where the Blairite era got us obsessed with means testing. Make sure nobody gets any money they don't deserve. When actually, means testing costs a load of money as well. The other reason to have free school meals is give it to everyone, then you don't have to build a system to manage who is allowed. The system to manage who's allowed it costs more money often than just giving everyone it.
Yeah, well, I suppose bringing up on a point when you mentioned about the papers talking about homeless people. I suppose the only time they'd ever speak in favour of homeless people is if it's refugees in those hotels.
Then say we could put homeless people in there.
It's like
not
homeless
brown people.
You don't give a shit about.
Exactly. It's always a hierarchy of who do they hate the most.
London put up spikes to get rid of homeless people. So this group covered them in mattresses.
So this is one professional beggar, sat right there. See the similarities with the sign? You gonna smile to the camera, mate? Yeah? Let's get a picture of your face, shall we? Just get a picture of your face.
Want the photo?
There you go, and next one turns aggressive as well. That's one professional beggar again. Now we'll go up the high street because this is where the community ward's not doing their job, mate. So we just run around the corner on the high street. Listen, he's a professional beggar, just to let you know. He does this for a job, this one. He's a professional beggar. Yeah, there we go. There you go again. They know their game. And you'll see both of the beggars that we just caught there. If I zoom in slightly, you'll see them both just joining forces together now. Both just walking off up that way because they know they've been caught out. Something you don't see on the London news. Homeless people on Oxford Street.
So we were told 3 weeks ago that our landlord is selling our house. Now I think I just wanted to maybe make some videos so that it can help anyone else that's in our kind of situation. So we've been in this house now for 4.5 years. Our wee one is due to start school next month. So it's just really bad timing. So we got, I think it's 84 days notice to leave. And we've got 2 months of that left now. So I had a phone call with the housing officer in South Lanarkshire last week, and she says once it hits 2 months I can contact her and then apply as threatened for homeless. We've had a look about for private lets, and honestly there's hardly anything, especially because we've got the cat and the dog. There's hardly anything about it just now. I think a lot of landlords are selling up because a lot of landlords can't afford to be landlords anymore. So I have emailed the housing officer this morning asking her to pass her details on to the homeless team. And I guess I'll just kind of keep you updated, keep you going along with that story. I've been off work sick for 3 weeks now, but I'm going back next week. I think just sitting about the house is just making me feel worse. I've lost weight, I can't sleep, so I think I need to be back at work and get a routine back again because I do love my work, and just see Like, nothing's going to change this second, so I guess I just need to see how I go on now.
Get ready for work with me as a homeless person in the UK living out of a hotel, who also works, if you didn't see in the title. This is going to be a stressful one, guys. I don't know why my hair goes like this when I wash it, but let's crack on. So today is a little bit more of a stressful homeless day. Let me tell you why. So, the council book me in weekly in this hotel whilst I'm currently homeless to prevent me from being rough sleeping. The council have to book it in week by week because they can't do it in like a bulk kind of thing because they actually don't know how long you're going to be here. This is where things start to get really frustrating. So, when I first started staying in the hotel, my original checkout date was Wednesday. And the council leave it till Wednesday to rebook you in. So normally they might book you in earlier than a normal checkout time if you are not working, so say, and here all day. But me having to get up and leave at the crack of dawn means I have to pack all my things and take it with me in case they don't have the room for me tonight. Absolute nightmare. So I made a deal with the council and explained that I do work and stuff and I can tend to work quite early in the morning, and they agreed to rebook me in of a Tuesday evening, which is the day before my checkout date, to ensure that I don't have to necessarily pack everything up and move it all if I don't need to. So if you couldn't tell by my stress, this has not been done, unfortunately. So I come home last night and I had to pack all my things because I have not been rebooked in. So my checkout day is this morning, and because I'm in work, I do have to take everything with me. It's not like in cases where people don't work and they're just sat in the hotels where they're still here so they don't have to leave anyways by the time they get rebooked in. I've got to go to work, so I've got to take everything with me. So the travel lodge have said I can put all my things in the kitchen here. So here are all my things, guys, ready to be taken into the kitchen. Thankfully, the Travelodge staff are amazing. This is not what I need before a very long shift today. Taking every single thing that I have in my room and putting it in a kitchen in case they don't have availability for me. But after I took everything over, this is me now with my bag of washing, about to head to work and take my washing to my friends. But I hope you all have a lovely day.
What makes me emotional with it all is when I think about, oh my days, if it's going to affect a baby. We came to London, he was working, I was also working. He was on a student visa, so he couldn't actually work for more than 20 hours a week. When I found out that I was pregnant, I told my landlord, and the landlord said, we cannot stay here with the baby because it's a shared accommodation. For a baby.
Well, it will be suitable because we do place mothers and children in.
Do you know how long I'm going to be there for? Or
No.
And do I have like my own toilet, or do I have to share the toilet?
Share the toilet, kitchen, the bathroom.
can feel comfortable with. I do not want to put the baby in there. I myself don't even want to go in there. It's a bit sad, like the whole situation is just a bit sad.
You're right, guys. I've had a lot of comments asking me why I'm homeless, how I became homeless. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you how that happened. So pretty much, I was living in Nottingham. I was working a job at Cineworld starting mid-February this year, all the way through to mid-August. While I was working that job, I was actually living in a car with my mate, my best mate, Luke. Shout out to him. We were living in a car together, and we basically were both full-time employed, but we couldn't get a flat because we're both estranged from our family, so we didn't have guarantors to guarantee that if we couldn't pay rent based on our income, that rent would get paid by, you know, our parents, our dad, our mum, whatever. And so even though we were working full-time and we're both bringing in a full-time wage, every flat, literally 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom that we applied for had, you know, like 9 other applications that were getting accepted over us because these people did have guarantors. And so we were working these jobs, living in his car, washing our hair in public bathrooms and stuff to be presentable for work. And then about 3 or 4 months after I started working my job, I managed to find a landlord who didn't need a deposit, would just take my money, didn't need to see any proof of work or anything like that, and I got accepted for the tenancy. But this tenancy only lasted from June to August, so 3 months. And so I was living in this place, paying my rent, working, and then, horrifically, in August, at the end of August, my tenancy was going to end. I lost my job, and by that I mean I got fired on like August the 14th, I believe it was. And then my tenancy was ending at the end of August. So by the time I lost my job and was waiting to renew my tenancy, I wasn't actually able to renew my tenancy because I didn't have a job anymore, so I didn't qualify. And so I tried applying for other places, like, you know, other flats, other room shares, and because I didn't have a job or a guarantor, I couldn't get accepted. And so at the end of August, I got my last paycheck, and because I couldn't get accepted for a place, I decided to go on like a backpacking trip, which didn't work out great. I ended up getting to about 7 different towns and cities before my money ran out. And then because I was working in Nottingham and living there, obviously I passed through Sheffield, and Sheffield, to be fair, was a very safe and manageable place to be homeless. So by the time I ran out of money, I headed back to Sheffield and pitched up the tent that I had from obviously buying that when I got paid and started going backpacking. And so pretty much, basically, because I don't have any family that I can go stay with, I don't have anyone that would let me crash with them for an extended period of time, past like a day or two, I pretty much had to live in a tent, which is what I'm doing now. So yeah, it's pretty much a case of my situation came to be this based on the fact that I was unemployed, I couldn't renew my tenancy, I only had 2 weeks to find a new tenancy, which I couldn't get accepted for. And obviously for a lot of people that don't share the same circumstances as me and do have family that they can stay with and, you know, kind of live for free while they get back on their feet, like I'm not in that situation. I'm completely on my own. So based on the fact I don't have a guarantor, I'm not employed and all of those things, I literally wasn't able to get a new tenancy or renew my old one. So now I'm in this situation where all I have is benefits and a tent. But despite that, you know, I'm doing my best. I've set up this page, and thank you guys so much for all the support. It's been about 10 days since I set this account up, and I've already got 13k followers. So right now, my plan, my vision is that through social media, I will be able to generate enough of an income through monetization and all of that. Like I already qualify for the Creator Fund. So through doing this, showing my life, giving insight, I'm hoping that by me providing that to you guys, I'm actually going to be able to get out of my situation based on that. Yeah, it's a pretty simple story. My situation is very much based on the fact that I don't have a lot of help from family, and like that is the main thing that prevents people from being in this situation is having that network of family to rely on and to fall back on if they really needed it, which I don't have. And you know, I've never been a better person. I've never complained about my situation. You know, I understand that it's only me that's going to get myself out of this. So